All right, the KSL Old Faithful geysers are going off. And you know what that means?
What does that mean?
I don't know. We have pressurized water underneath the
I think
studio.
it means we're starting soon.
I don't know.
That was
In
the
theory, you're
intention.
right. Also, we keep playing this game of caster roulette where we figure out who's going to get cut off next.
2 for 1.
I know. I'm
2 for
definitely
1.
losing the.
See, the goal is I just let him talk more, because percentage-wise, he's going to get cut off more.
Wow, that's a big brain play.
That's how it works.
regret.
See, I'm playing caster StarCraft right now. Okay, I'm a pro gamer.
Nice.
I am an ex-pro gamer for StarCraft 2. I got this going already.
Yeah, you got your cutoff timings.
Yeah.
Solid. Yeah, I'm out here microing and then I just die. So
Yep. See?
I'm gonna have to get better at that for tomorrow.
You will. Give it time. Give it time.
I've got to show good not getting cut off for my fans.
Yes.
So anyway, what I was going to talk about is that last season we got a chance to see Mini versus Stork in the semifinals of Season 3, and it was not close. Stork looked like he was solidly behind in the PvP meta compared to Mini that had better openers and really kind of won off the basis of just those. But Stork overperformed by a lot of people's estimate last season. He was in the group of death with Jadong and Rain, and he killed it. And then he came out and did even better later on. So we've got a lot to talk about and see if Stork can impress us again, because he is a very legendary player.
Yeah. I mean, that PvP series was really interesting. And then he got bopped, or
I think
the
it's
boppening happened, and then the boppening of the boppening happened.
Yeah, that's true, because
Rain is just a monster, though, so it's not very fair.
Yeah, in the quarterfinals, Stork had to play against Best, who is one of the best Protoss players of all time, and he got 3-0'd. Everybody's like, whoa, Stork is really good. Then he goes up against Mini, and he gets 4-1, and everybody's like, okay, well, wow, that was equally as dominant. And last season was very Protoss favored. We had an all Protoss round of 4, but this season we had these 4 legendary Protoss players seeded into the tournament, but only 1 Protoss player, Best, qualified through the qualifiers. So
Right.
really polarizingly different, but there's still all of these very strong Protoss players in this season of KSL.
Yeah, so this PvP will be very interesting. Basically, it's hard to call, really. I mean, we would say Stork probably, overall, looks pretty good. I mean, he looked really good last season, so it was hard to say there's a huge, high favorite in this series, really.
Well, everybody
it's a
underestimated.
PvP, too, so.
Yeah, truly.
Like, on top of that, even if we're like, this person's better than the other person,
Well, we do have to truly wait to see. I would say Mini's micro and control is probably better than Stork's, but Stork's decision-making and maybe effectiveness is maybe a little bit higher. I don't know, because like I said, everybody underestimated Stork last season. He was in a very hard group of death, and he defied all expectations. So let's see how he does as we get into our first game on Eddie. Oh yeah, I forgot we're always starting off on Eddie. Never mind, that's not exciting. I mean, it is kind of cool to see as a starting map because it's big, it's 4 players, there's lots of different things that you can do.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens as we get into the first game of this best of 5. All right, here we go. Our first game of our second best of 5 of the day, Stork versus Mini. I do not know what to expect here.
Yeah.
It is PvP, and I would say maybe Mini plays more aggressively, but build-over counters are super hard in this matchup.
Yeah, I think predictions here are really hard. Just in general, these players are both really good. In PvP in general, just doesn't have very good repertoire for predictions. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's just so many possibilities in the early game.
You look at the mirror matchups, right? You've got ZVZ, which is very volatile just because of how crazy Lings are early on, and then Muta's same situation.
Yeah.
But even in ZVZ, you can kind of stabilize, especially if you go into Spore Colonies. In TVT, it's kind of slow. Maybe you play it a little bit more aggressively, but for the most part, you're going to get a medium length to long game. PvP, man, these games can just end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think ZVZ, it's a little bit harder to hide what you're doing, too.
Yeah.
In this matchup, it feels like you can just hide whatever you're doing a lot.
Yeah, there's no Protoss overlords.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a mirror matchup that can be very volatile. I would say that putting down a Nexus is usually the big polarizing moment because that means one player wants to play more defensively and get ahead because of that. Maybe the other guy plays more aggressively. But
Right. I mean, there's a couple ways to react to that, right? You can just throw down your own Nexus, you can try to go for the aggression, but it's kind of up to the players and their play style. So so far, everything's standard. There's no like cannon rushes or anything crazy.
Yeah, if we had a production tab up right now, it would be absolutely identical all across the board. We're probably going to see exactly the same gas timings, although, right as I say that, let's see if it's similar. Yep,
it's
okay.
the same, yeah.
All right,
You're
sick.
Totally right.
We're 2 for 2. We're probably going to be 3 for 3 on Cybernetics core. Although there is a moment where you can put down maybe an extra gateway if you want to start off with like a 2-gate, build some extra zealots for pressure, but neither player is doing it.
Yeah, they're both just going for their scouts. Pretty standard so far.
Now, you can go for an early Nexus if you really have a hard read on your opponent. If you're really sure that they are not going to play aggressively, then that's one way to start off, but it's very, very risky.
I don't think any player, either player has that information yet. I mean, it's possible by game 3 we might have some kind of meta going on, but realistically, it would be mad to open up with a really quick Nexus in the very first game on a 4-player map.
Yeah. Now, the super standard PvP build is to go 2 base into Observers, because that gives you really everything that you need. If your opponent's going like a 3-gate version of that, then maybe you have to play more defensively, but you're going to be okay. You don't just die straight out.
It also shuts down the DT tech, which is like the scariest thing in this matchup.
Yeah, DT tech is scary. If your opponent's going 3-gate, then that can also be really scary if they just catch you off guard with the Dragoon numbers in the middle of the map. But theoretically, you can scout for that. So let's see what this looks like. A little bit of sneaky probe control here.
Yeah, I think this is some of the most important stuff of PvP is like the next couple, like 30 seconds or so. The scouts are really important. Although Red's not doing the same as blue, right? Is it blue that was being annoying or red being annoying? I think it was blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't have any read yet at all. Also, the Dragoon's coming out, so it's gonna.
Oh, Citadel.
This is really smart because the Dragoon's gonna stop the scout from getting anything. And blue has full information right now. So.
Yeah. Now, one of the biggest tells for DT Tech is if you see the Cybernetics core spinning for range, because obviously you want to put as much gas into that DT Tech as possible.
Right.
So not being able to get in for that information is super crucial.
Annoying. This probe is going to go straight by, I think, with the Dragoon.
Yeah. Oh.
Here it goes.
Oh, but there's another counter Dragoon. If you get the first hit with your Dragoon, you win the fight overall. So he's going to use this Dragoon.
And the probe's going to come in.
Yeah, bully the probe through. And I think this is going to be super big brain for Stork. He's going to get in.
The probe needs to be focused down if he's smart.
Oh,
he needs to go for it.
He's going to see it. Oh, my God, he's got one more hit. Yeah!
That's
with
a
his
big scout.
Dying breath. I love how our observer is trying to show us that he saw the tech, and I guess it works out because he had scouted there previously. So
yeah. Well, I mean, this is full vision. There's immediately a robo. So.
I mean, he's still
going with it.
I mean, you kind of have to because you're already committed to that tech path. But you're right; it's probably not going to get.
There's still some
done.
play where like you can sneak it in later game and stuff, but the chances of a DT coming out and just ending the game is basically 0. So.
Yeah, you would have to really mess something up at this point. And there's always the potential that you just die. Okay, so he got the first hits off, but he's down a Dragoon. So
what is this? There's a Dragoon run by.
I mean, he has to kind of go for it because more Dragoons beat less Dragoons, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like Stork is taking a bit of a risk here.
Yeah, for sure. Stork is very, very.
It just doesn't make much sense, to be honest.
Well, you're right. I'm trying to think about.
Maybe because he has goon range versus non-goon range.
I mean, that is a very big advantage, but I think more still beats less here. And look at the way he's controlling here. Mini is going to take this down, but he gets surrounded. Oh my God, that's such a big brain play. He gets the surround, and probes are actually really good against
these goons are
Dragoons.
just going to reign supreme. He has range.
Stork, what a mastermind.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard to defend.
I mean,
there's a DT here.
Yeah, obviously the DT will eventually, in theory, kill these Dragoons, but I think at some point they're going to actually outdamage the DT.
Yeah, an Observer Bay is done. Yeah, I mean, they could... Oh, this is going to be really annoying. He can run by the mineral line here, picking off probes one by one.
They do fit behind there. Now, they're going to be kind of blocked in over here, but they're still killing way too many probes. Now, we don't have a probe counter like we would in a replay, but safe to say, yeah, Stork's killing it right now.
Stork killed a lot more probes than Mini did.
He's up 10 supply, and he's going to have observers.
Sapa? That's his ID on this?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No,
Strange.
it's just Stork.
Oh, it's on our screens, rather. You did on the right? I was a little bit confused.
Oh, yeah, so...
That's his BattleNet name, I guess.
Yeah, we renamed the players.
So, Observer's out. This basically kills the DT like aggression. Oh, is that 3 probes just chilling? Is that what I saw?
Dude, Brood War's hard, man. Even the best players in the world don't.
Yeah, look, the probes are chilling.
Is that a bad rally point? Ooh.
Oh, it is. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
No, it's not. They're just there.
I think they were there to try and block the goons earlier, maybe, and
well,
you just forgot about them. I mean, that's
ugh.
actually still less probes than were killed on the other side, but that's just unfortunate.
No, that is actually kind of heartbreaking. So, hey, in response to everything, Mini is going for the faster expo. And like I said, the expo timing is a big, big deal because it really puts the game either on a clock, and it forces your opponent to either do something aggressive or pull back and get their own expansion. And it looks like Stork still hasn't thrown down one of his own.
The nice thing about this is the DT threat kind of forces Stork to not be aggressive, though it just got killed, so now he can just move across the map, right?
Nailed it. Yeah, that is one of the big deterrents to pushing. Even if you do have observers, you probably don't have a ton of them. But hey, he was able to pick off the DT, so now Stork should feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, Stork doesn't quite, I don't think he saw the Nexus, so he doesn't know for sure, but he should feel really comfortable crossing the map now. It's a huge investment, plus I think Goons probably have the same range now, but still, this is a big number advantage here.
They definitely still have the same range, but you have to make sure you fight with favorable numbers. DTs still do deal a lot of damage. They also take half damage from Dragoon
look at how
shots.
many goons
but
there are here, though.
Yeah, no, Stork just has way
also, the
too
Zealot's
much
taking
here.
so many shots here.
Yeah, oh, because you have to kill the Zealot off, but this is
GG.
just too much. GG, Stork. Complete control, amazing scouting to get that information about the DT tech early and killing it after
that. Was just unfortunate. I mean, it made a lot of sense with the Dragoon backing up the probe. I mean, you either focus the probe down and lose your Dragoon or let the probe in and it scouts everything. So
that was super well played there by Stork, and that's exactly what we were talking about as far as player differences go. Stork has seen this a million billion times.
A million billion. The dinosaur toss, as you call him.
That's right. He is way old school, and I think for Mini, it makes sense to kind of go for that strategy that might just give you a really super solid win if you can hold off that scout, and he was so close to doing it too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty textbook shutdown of DTs. I mean, like as soon as the only thing was the Dragoon run by was really interesting. I think it makes a lot of sense if you have range, and it also makes a lot of sense if your DT scout just got scouted.
Yeah.
So it was like a bad situation for Stork.
Even if you had those DTs
Stork,
out, or for Mini.
Mini, yeah.
Even if you have your DTs out, like we just saw, if the Dragoons are already killing your probes, like, I mean, it's already too late because your DT's never going to get across the map before the observer's done, and you already took a huge hit to your economy. So
yeah. I mean, he made the best of a bad situation, but honestly, it just got worse with the Dragoons being so offensive in his base.
Yeah. So Stork's up 1-0, but as we saw in our last series, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to continue to crush it. Things could still be pretty volatile for our next few games.
Especially in PvP.
Yeah. Well, hey, the
more
map,
hammered out here.
The map does make a big difference. You saw, like, Mini was trying to hold on by defending that high ground, but obviously the Observer gave him vision, and he just had way too much. So let's get into game number 2. It looks like second map is Circuit Breakers.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different. I mean, it's not a down or like a ramp going down into your main, which is nice. It's at least some more defendable natural.
Yeah,
it's defendable main rather.
One of the most balanced maps ever produced. I think matchup-wise, also, it should just be really standard. So let's get into it. I'm still not sure why our... Am I on? There we go. I'm back. I'm still not sure why our minerals are red. They're clearly blue. What if we reskinned the game to have red minerals just for KSL?
I don't think that would change much.
I think it would be awesome.
It would look cool, that's for sure.
Where's our map maker? Just gotta
that would only really affect it if there was like a StarCraft 2 player. They'd be like, whoa, this means we get more money.
No, definitely not. So, Mini is our blue Protoss in the upper left-hand corner, and bottom left is Stork. And yeah, another big 4-player map. I mean, they're spawning in the same side of the map again. Close spawns.
Yeah. Close spawns make PvP kind of interesting. I mean, cross spawns, you can play it a bit differently than close. You have a little bit more time to react to what's going on the map. Close spawn's a little bit less forgiving, but again, this map is so standard. I mean, there's not really much you can do to abuse this map specifically. You've got defensive points on the other side of bridges. You've got a 4-player map. I mean,
the bridges are really what make this map kind of special when it comes to especially pushing into your natural. So on this map, you see a lot of like defensive Reaver play. You can definitely go for that because it's so hard to get across those bridges with gateway units into a Reaver. So maybe you can try to defend there. I don't know what to expect here. I would say maybe some Reavers, but that DT tech did not pay off for minis. So let's see if he goes back to that after losing.
Do you think giving defenders the advantage always makes a map more balanced?
I would say it caters to a certain kind of player, you know? If you are a very aggressive player and it's easy for your opponent to defend, then a lot of times that's what ramps like that do. If you're trying to get rushing up a ramp with like Dragoons on low ground, probably not going to happen, you know?
Yeah, so you would, I mean, like, because it's interesting, right? If you allow a defensive player to kind of be defensive, I think it caters to longer games. Right?
You know, you would think, but then even if you're an aggressive player and you know your opponent's going to play defensively, you can still exploit that.
It's kind of hard, though, because you have to go across a bridge. You know, like even an aggressive player who wants to abuse a player on this map, it's kind of hard if they know you're an aggressive player.
Well, you can be aggressive in different ways, right? It's not just Ling Floods.
Yes, you can.
You can try to like out-tech your opponent and get to an aggressive option that's high enough tech to overcome your opponent's defenses.
Yeah.
Maybe you try some sneaky drop play, you know, stuff like that.
Could also be really greedy.
Yeah, sometimes being cheesy is also, you know, doesn't have to be aggressive. You can be economically cheesy and just throw down an early Nexus.
It's actually really good to do that if you're known to be an aggressive player, because a lot of players won't aggress versus you. That'd be really strange. Yeah. Like, for example, if I'm playing StarCraft 2, it'd be really strange for someone to like Ling Bane all in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going some kind of greedy thing is actually sometimes really good. So even if you're known as an aggressive player, you can't get away with some eco cheese, as it's called.
Yeah. So let's kind of figure this out right now. Now, Stork skipped a Zealot, if I'm not mistaken. And when you skip the Zealot, you save 100 minerals, but you also might just have to pull your probes. Now, probes are okay against Zealots, especially if they drill like that. Whoa, look at that drill.
He might lose one probe here.
Yeah. Oh, he actually doesn't. Yeah, wow. I thought he would have drilled that through, but no, he actually saves, or he does get one probe. Does he get a second one? Whoa, he's trying to save it.
Wow, this is beautiful probe control. He's mining as much as he possibly can without losing them. That was really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, losing one probe is sure that's a mistake, but the rest was perfect. Like, it wasn't over pulling probes.
Yeah.
He was basically mining.
Oh, is he gonna get through here? Whoa! Wow, that was so close to getting in for the scout. All right, we are going into Reavers. I love it. It's one gate, so no more gateways, and we are going to tech all the way up. Also, if he wants to get an observatory, that still keeps him safe.
Yeah, I mean, he's just playing a pretty safe and standard game so far. And he's also pushed the scout away, so it's really hard, especially considering you went Citadel, game 1.
Yep.
It's really scary. Like, you need that confirmation if it's DT or not. We might just see an observatory anyways from Stork. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if you can't get that scout.
If you're Ultra Super Gosu, you can still defend against DTs with Reavers because of the splash damage. You just target your allied units, but that's like a measure of last resort. Whoa, Mini!
I like that.
That's super sick. Now, keep in mind, we still don't have a Nexus for Mini, and he is...
okay, observatory. He's playing it safe, but he's also... Yeah, you'll get both.
Yeah.
I like it. I think, I mean, playing it safe, though he doesn't know the naturals here. Obviously, if you knew the naturals here, you probably would want to cut as many corners as possible.
But this is what's really cool about PvP is that because the Nexus is so polarizing, you get a chance to see players do aggression versus defensiveness, which is really interesting because Mini has got to make this Reaver deal damage because otherwise he's way far behind.
He can find that opening too. I mean, he's going to spread himself thin taking a natural so quickly. Obviously, needing to defend 2 mineral lines instead of 1 can be a little bit scary.
Yeah. Now, this probe is still really important because he sees that there's no Nexus, and that means he knows something's going on, and most likely that's Reavers.
Yeah. It also could be DTs, but that would be a little weird.
It would be a little bit weird, and let's see how he wants to get this information because he still doesn't have an observatory, Stork.
Whoa. What's that?
It's watching for a shuttle.
That makes sense. That's smart.
Yeah. And in theory, that's exactly where the shuttle should be. Now, the big brain play, of course, is to avoid that. But what's...
Oh, this is a big scout, though, even just seeing the natural here.
Yeah, and that tells him exactly what to watch out for. Now, in theory, this observer should go check for anything scouting for the shuttle. And as soon as it sees that, you try to send your shuttle in the fastest path across the map that also doesn't get scouted.
Yeah, Observer's currently just scouting around, but it should look for that spot, like you said. That would make a lot of sense.
Shuttle is out. Reaver is, in theory, on the way.
Should be.
But this is still got to get damage done. Mini still does not have an expo.
All right, Stork is winning the eco game right now. If he doesn't do real damage, he's just dead. Like, this is so many probes and there's no Nexus on the way. It's almost all in at this point, I think. Unless he throws on a Nexus right now and hopes he gets some economic damage done.
I mean, Reavers are way good, but if your opponent just has a ton of Dragoons, then you can actually deal with that by pressuring the shuttle.
Right over the pylon.
I'm surprised he didn't scout for that with an Observer. Like, that would have made a lot of sense.
But the Goons are pretty committed
yeah,
on the
these
other side of the map.
Dragoons are way across the map. He's going for it,
but this
but
is going to be really annoying.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Is he gonna get a shot off?
He didn't get a shot off.
I mean,
he needs to bring his Dragoons up the ramp right now. He's really out exposed.
Oh my
here.
god, this is terrible for Mini. He loses his first Dragoon before it gets up the ramp. That is tragic.
He might be able to sit on the top of the ramp, but this is so many Dragoons.
High ground is way good for Dragoons, but
I think he can still sit on the top. He just needs to control his Reaver really well now.
Yeah, I don't think you could push up that ramp for
Problem is you
Stork.
can't push down it either.
Exactly. So
he needs to do damage.
Yeah, Mini's a little bit stuck in his own base right now. He's, like you said, got to get damage done with this Reaver.
Yeah, we'll have to see if it's found. So far, it has not been found, I don't think. Looks like, I mean, I guess he can bring the shuttle back now with the Dragoons.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to do that. If he can kill all these, he'd have a sick counterattack.
But he also has to not lose his shuttle. That's super important. Mini's a super Gosu shuttle user. This is a guy who's going up to like 1, 2, 3 shuttles.
That was a really weird retreat. Like, he retreated half of them. Because if he just lost 4 Dragoons there, that would be really scary. This is still a really scary counterattack, though. I don't know how many Reavers are out defensively, but there's 2 Reavers offensively. Whoa.
Yeah, he's trying to go back in, but I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Well, with 2, he can actually probably just kill Dragoons.
Well,
Looks like he might be trying to catch the retreating Dragoons, too.
If he can pincer those in the middle of the map with Reavers, then that's great, but you also have to make sure they don't just dive on the shuttle, you know?
Oh, that's a dead probe.
Nice.
That's a lot of info, though. You can clearly see an offense from Mini here. But it looks like he might actually just be taking a natural and kind of feinting it a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He does get dropped the Reavers. They're starting to take some shots, but those Scarabs do connect. Only hitting single Dragoons, so it's not the best.
Still quite scary, though. Like, 2 Dragoons, or 2 Reavers is huge.
Yeah, I mean, also if he gets back in, he's going to get the Reaver drop off in the back.
This is so risky, though.
Yeah, but you also can't drop Scarabs from that location.
Oh, it does connect with some Dragoons, but yeah, that...
I mean, it's a dud because
it's so scary too, though. Like, you could just lose your shuttle. If you lose the shuttle, the game's over. So,
I mean, it's not over, but it feels
it's
way
so
bad.
over if you're the blue player. Like the later Nexus, basically all your marbles are in the shuttle basket. Yeah, if you lose that, you lose all of your advantage that you have, if you have any.
I mean, now Stork has shuttles and Reavers of his own, so obviously that is still pretty good. Even though the players have kind of reached parity, Mini is down in the econ game. But hey, Stork has a lot more units.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's down in every way.
Yes. I said that like it was...
You said it like, but at least Stork has more units. And we're like, well...
Wait a second. That's also good for Stork. Okay, well, pushing into Reavers like that ain't good.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. At least Mini has an amazing engagement.
Yeah. Well, rather, Stork has a pretty bad engagement. Stork's Dragoons are like reverse janitors. They just make everything dirtier. Lots of blue goo everywhere. But
reverse janitors.
Yeah. They're uncleaning everything. For Mini, I mean, I guess you want more of those engagements. Oh,
he's dropping
top.
the Dragoons right.
Stork's Reavers totally caught out
that
the
was
open.
A big mistake.
Look at these hits from Mini's
he's coming
Reavers.
over the bridge.
Now, Stork is trying to go
Did the shuttle just die?
Yeah, he stops the shuttle. He gets the second Reaver. Mini's Reavers are killing it. His shuttle's totally safe, and Stork has to head for the shields.
But there's so many Dragoons here.
Yeah, he did do a sick run by, but he lost so much there.
The only thing is he doesn't really have much to stop this. This is so many Dragoons. I mean, unless he has a Reaver defensively.
Yeah, defensive Reaver is a big deal. And because it's on high ground, you can defend forever.
Yeah,
Reaver after Reaver.
This Reaver is literally saving him. But he's just focusing the base. Oh, he's too busy controlling at home.
Yeah, that was a big miss micro by Stork. He was defending back at Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Probes.
Whoa, but he's not going to hit because
duds?
of the way
No way.
they dud. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Scarabs are so dumb.
That was...
Yeah.
That was 2 duds that just saved him the game. I mean, one of those duds goes off. You're in such a bad spot.
Yeah, but it's also really hard to get those Scarabs to detonate because if you target the probe that's in the middle of the clump, it'll never hit because it gets blocked by the probes in the back. So
right.
That was tragic. So Stork
This game is going to continue in a kind of weird way where it almost evens out now because of the engagement was so bad and then also defense was so good.
What are we up to? We're at like 6 gates per player. We're really starting to hit that macro phase.
It's pretty even, honestly, I think. I think the worker advantage is still here for Stork, but the Reaver advantage is clearly in
Mini's
favor.
catching him. I love these things by Mini. He's so good at using Reavers and shuttles. I think we should actually see. Oh wow, a lot more gates being added on here by Mini.
There might be an aggressive window here because the Dragoon or the Reavers were killed off. I mean, there's one here, but there's no shuttle, right?
I mean, you should have another one here pretty soon, but
yeah,
you're
but
right.
I mean, there is
for
a
now.
small window here. I don't know if it'll be abused or not, but it exists.
It's kind of remarkable how much this has evened up because we may actually get into that storm later on. Focusing the shuttle. Saves the shuttle, but loses it now. Diving on top of these Reavers. Scarab does go off. It's a big one for Mini, and so now he's going to be able to push Stork back. He does have that defensive Reaver.
Observer just finding out now that it's safe.
Surprise!
Fly in now. That's a nice scout. I mean, I think if you overextend there, you can just lose if you're Mini.
Coming back in.
Oh, but there's nothing.
Oh my God, the smartest! Oh my God!
Okay, well that's devastating.
Right. Well, I'm not saying the game is over.
Scarab just go through the middle line?
I think it went around from both sides.
One went around, and the other one felt like it just went right through the middle line.
Those are those 200 IQ Scarabs. We got rid of all the dumb Scarabs earlier, and we have only smart Scarabs left.
It's like probe-seeking Scarabs that actually work. It's like if StarCraft 2 had a Scarab, that would be that.
It just hops over the middle line.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow. So, well, I guess that's all you need to do, right? You go kill all your opponent's probes and you win the game.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. I think Stork is almost forced into... actually, he's been building so many more probes, though. It's possible that it's evened out. I don't have a probe counter here. But he did have an eco lead before that happened. So it's hard to say if it's a definitive lead, but I can't imagine him being ahead.
Back in my day, we counted probes with our eyes. I mean, that was a good idea for Mini to try to halt Stork in his push across the map. I think he's really just kind of crossing all of his I's and dotting his, well, whatever he's doing.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. All right.
Clearly not crossing all of his I's.
Get your G's ready. G. Okay, that one duds. Never mind. If he had killed all those probes, then the game is actually just over. But
there is a potential here for a counter as well, again.
Is there, though?
I said only one Reaver?
I mean, you can bring the shuttle back, right?
Oh, sure. Or you can leave the shuttle out there.
I still think Mini has more Dragoons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a really bad fight, too.
Yeah, the arc is so bad.
And the Reavers are here. Well, I don't know about this one.
I mean, let's see how the Scarabs hit. If he gets big connections, that's pretty good. Double Reaver here for Mini. There's 2 on the high ground.
Wow, look at this control, though. Oh, he loses a Reaver.
Yeah, Stork is trying to put his Reavers on the high ground and play the long fight, and he's actually not doing too badly with the Reavers.
This is an oddly even fight.
Yeah, better Reaver shots for Stork, honestly.
I actually thought this was more one-sided originally for Mini, but now it feels kind of even again. Okay, but now we're fighting into a Reaver again.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
The pullback is really what's winning.
Look at the fight. The fight is won by 3 Dragoons.
That was remarkably close,
That was a remarkably even fight. I mean, 3 Dragoons is the advantage at the end. Like, did you see that fight originally? Like, that was the entire army for an entire army.
I feel like if you replay that on flat terrain with just this number of Dragoons versus that one, then Mini wins. But no way, he snipes this.
Oh, he got it. Oh, okay, now that's huge.
And he gets the Reaver.
And the Scarab doesn't go
Mini.
Off. Oh, but for a second I thought that was another Reaver somehow.
Nope. I mean, Stork's not dead right now, but he has almost nothing. And if he doesn't push this shuttle back, then he will be in a lot of trouble. I mean, I guess he's already in a lot of trouble. Picks up the Observer. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty dire here.
I mean,
though there is no third Nexus from either player.
Yeah,
it's possible with Defender's advantage he can still survive. So it's not an over game, but it's definitely looking bad.
Stork is almost mined out in his main, though. So
yeah, it's Mini as well, no?
Yeah, in theory, but he has map control because he has more units, right?
Right. But the third base is still takeable. Oh, no. Okay, now this is going to be GG. He hasn't built an Observer, I don't think, at all this entire game.
I mean, he's so far behind. He just got his last Observer picked off, so as soon as this DD hits,
Yeah. I imagine we're going to see a GG.
Yeah?
Because he can't push across the map either, and by the time he does deal with it, he does have an observer here, but this is damage he can't afford to have.
Yeah. Hey, it makes the minerals in his main last longer, right? No, this is pretty over.
Oh, yeah. There might be a huge push here, too. He just doesn't have the units. I mean, it's one Reaver.
Oh, my God. Massive Scarab connections. That last one actually did go off. He snipes the Reaver in the back.
GG.
That's it. GG. Stork taps out. And Mini, super well played game number 2.
It was pretty interesting game. I mean, he was down. He was definitely down in the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he didn't have any connections. He had a later natural expansion. He basically wasn't able to utilize his tech at all. But then that the two single Reaver shots just changed the game completely.
I mean,
that was like the 4th try.
The quintessential Reaver moment. Like, it doesn't matter if you fail 5 times. If that 6th time kills all the probes, then you still are way ahead. And hey, he recognized, I got all the probes, I just need to not die. And he had that really close engage, and he still held on, and that's really all you need.
Right. Very interesting second game, though.
But hey, I think that's the quintessential Mini experience, right?
Yeah.
He's a great shuttle Reaver player, and I think we just saw why there.
I bet Stork picks the second most standard map of all maps.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. As long as he tries to keep it standard, it should favor Stork in theory, but man, Mini is so good at getting those Reavers in. We're going to head out to a quick break. We'll be right back with more KSL.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You made it awkward. We didn't have our cue yet, but you laughed at the Zergling.
It was a funny Zergling, okay?
So
we're back, and now we can talk for reals. I just thought the Zergling was funny, okay? This is our epic zoom in on a Carbot Zergling. Nice. One of these games we should play with a Carbot mod on. That is so sick. That's where we have the grand finals on a Carbot mod. Actually, for the grand finals of Season 3, we actually did showcase the Carbot mod.
I think they had a show match. I think show matches are the way to do it because it's just extra, like, you know.
I would watch a tournament played only on Carbot mod.
I think players would do it too, but obviously some players would just refuse.
What we do is we have like the kindergarten KSL. That's what the K in KSL stands for, Kindergarten Star League. And we just only play it with like toddlers on Carbot mod.
And they're all just way better than everybody else still.
Well, I mean, yes, they would be for sure.
Well, you know what we do? We do toddlers versus foreigners.
Who's better? Might be close. Well, hey, who's better between Mini and Stork? No regret. Tell me that.
Well, that's hard. That's a hard one. I think, actually, seeing how the series is playing out is really hard to call. You know?
Yeah, it's interesting for as far as the maps go because we had Eddie into Circuit Breakers into Overwatch. So now we get a chance to see who is going to be put on match point as we go on to Overwatch because it is much different. It is a 1v1 map, and it has been chosen by Stork. So in theory, he's got something in mind here. So let's find out what it is. We get into game number 3. Here we are. The map is Overwatch. In the upper left-hand corner is Musapa, who, as you might know, is Mini. I really like this overlay that we have at the top. I don't know why no other league has done this, but it's actually so informative and nice.
Well, this is like a normal thing for StarCraft 2.
Well, it's like kind of built in. Do you remember all those tournaments that, like, before you had the Observer overlay? Like, you had to, like, have these weird third-party programs that would put the overlay up on screen for you?
Oh, yeah. That was a long time ago.
Back in my day. I'm talking like HDH Invitational
days.
That
was a long time ago.
I mean, even for StarCraft 1, one of the biggest innovations was, I think NBC made this unit counting station, and it was very controversial because people were just like, no, we want as little information as possible. But it is actually nice. If you cast replays now, they actually have the worker counts shown, and that is very, very cool.
Oh,
no
we
way!
were not paying attention.
I love it. All right, well.
It's Stork doing it too.
Man, now we have to talk about the game. But you're right, Stork is going for an in-base pylon. This is so dirty. Oh, I love it.
What do you think the chances that Mini just scouts his main, though? Because it's a two-player map. I would be amazingly shocked.
Well, you're thinking the cheese is coming from across the map, right?
Or maybe you know it's a two-player map.
Yeah, but
this is always a possibility.
You never expect this, man.
No, you never expect it, but it is a possibility. Right?
I mean, this is almost like a horror game, like where you build the gates in his...
Oh, he's going for it. I knew it. Called it. Oh, already sees it.
Oh, my God, no way.
Yeah. So there's always a possibility that it's a proxy gate, so there's no reason not... Like, it took 2 seconds to do that, right?
Yeah, but all you do is throw down a second gateway exactly like Mini has done here, and you'll always have more units.
Oh, I think he might be going for a pylon block here.
Yeah, he's going to try to mana pylon him, but I don't even know if that's good enough.
It's only one gate.
I mean, do you
I think this is like the
point?
only way. Like he's just trying to get out of what he started.
Stork's pretty dead, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is 2 gates, so he's forcing a reaction. Okay, here comes
oh,
the mana
it
pylons.
does get the mana pylon. He only traps 1 probe with it, so that's not ideal.
Maybe if he mana pylons enough, he can make this work.
I mean, he's gonna have to go in for a second mana pylon. Now, if he horrors, so there's what's called a horror gate, and that's where you build gateways behind your opponent's mineral line. Once the pylon finishes. It's bad, it never happens, and it's not what we're going to see here, but a man could dream.
Yeah, gateway at home. I mean, it looks like he's actually just trying to get out of what he started. Like, as soon as it got scouted, he just needs to get out of it in the best way possible.
Yeah, he's going to try to maybe deal a little bit of damage, but he's not really going to get a lot done here. I mean, if he loses more probes, that's obviously pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a gateway on the way at home, so he is going to get out of this eventually, but I feel like it's a pretty huge investment to not kill any probes. Okay, he gets 2.
I mean, 2 probes is not bad. He's got a second Zealot out now.
Ooh, I like sending the Zealot across the map, though I think Stork is prepared for that. He has a gateway at home. He should be able to get a Zealot out in time.
Let's see if he can get in for another probe kill. If you can get like 3-4 probes here, it's maybe not terrible.
Not bad. With only 1 gate, I think it's actually doable. He's actually doing quite a bit of damage for 1 gate versus 2 right now, and there's a Zealot going across the map. Oh, the only thing is there's no Zealot at home. This Zealot could be devastating.
I mean, he should have 1 out by the time that Zealot hits there. You can just count Zealots and figure out, wait a second, there's 1 missing.
Yeah, I mean, that would be pretty impressive, but we'll see. I have a feeling he's going to... The thing is, Stork is trying to cut every corner he possibly can right now.
Absolutely.
Because he's invested in gateways.
I mean, look, Stork's micro is pretty good, but losing that Zealot means it's pretty over.
Oh, the thing is that he can always threaten a run-by if these Zealots ever come across the map.
Yeah, but at that point, you just win the game because you have more Zealots.
Yeah, it could get weird, though.
I mean, you're definitely right. He's in the mineral line.
Oh, that's nice. See, like, if these 2 Zealots turn around, it would be really... Well, the problem is that there's 2 gate at home, so...
I mean, think eventually
there's 1 Zealot running by. That's good.
Yeah, eventually Stork just kills off the gateway in the main, and he should be able to outproduce...
Well, it's 2 gate versus 2 gate now. It's actually an even-ish game. The problem is the economy here is first. Mini is just way better.
I think also behind this, Mini might just throw down a Nexus afterwards, because he just has so many Zealots.
Oh, those are trapped. Oh, no, he doesn't know. He didn't know about the pylon there. Okay, like when we take a shot at Stork's main base, we'll see how many probes he actually has, because it didn't seem like there was very many. Looks like, oh, this is so smart by Mini. Just take a Nexus. He's already ahead economically, and there's nothing he can do to be pressured, so just take a Nexus here.
Yeah, taking a Nexus is like the hardest thing.
Wait, are those... Okay, yeah, that's a big Zealot counter. Oh, but I think you have enough to defend this pretty comfortably, actually, especially if he keeps pumping Zealots.
I mean,
he's got more than enough.
Stork is also way supply blocked because he lost that pylon powering the gateway in the main. He did get 1 more Zealot off before that happened, so he's going to try to get in here and kill more probes. But even then, this is very desperate from Stork.
Yeah, it looks like Stork's aiming to get his own Nexus, but he's just playing from a deficit right now.
Yeah, anything he can do, Mini can do better.
Oh, the only thing is he might get a cancel off on this base, actually.
No, don't you just run the Zealots back to defend?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You don't do anything, never mind.
Nope, nothing happens here.
There's 1 Zealot in the main. That's being annoying, but it's getting chased.
Stork's kind of fronting a little bit, but, I mean, he's literally in the front of the base. But he can't do anything, so Mini is still way ahead.
Yeah. Oh, there's a decent amount of probes here. Oh, no. It's being annoying.
Okay, that's the style points right there. That's the reverse BM. Is BMing a BMer BM? I don't think so.
That's
it's justice at that point. Yeah.
2 wrongs make a right when it comes to BM.
These are your life moral lessons from No Regret, guys.
It's actually true. If someone GG's you it's go time, okay? It's go time. Like offensive GG, then you're open to BM them. That's
Yeah,
like a
if
free
you
pass.
offensive GG, you're actually
I've never gotten in trouble
the
for
worst
BMing
person.
someone after they GG me, because that's just like.
Oh yeah, for sure. If somebody tries to like in-base gateway you and then mana pylons you, like they deserve just a whole host of bad things to happen to them. If he can block these zealots from getting in, that's actually pretty big. This is such a weird PvP because it's just zealot versus zealot.
I mean, the cybercores are finally going down at 6 minutes and 32 seconds.
It's a really annoying mana pylon.
Yeah, especially because the zealots are tied up offensively right now.
This reminds me a lot about like ZVZ, right? Because you only have tier 1 units.
And there's run-bys and stuff. It's actually like, they're actually playing ZVZ. Are we sure that these are 2 Protoss players in the booths right now?
We've replaced them with 2 copies of Kakolza.
Yeah, it's 2 Modesties fighting each other right now with Protoss.
Well, finally, those probes are freed up. We do have cybercores on the way, but like, look, Mini is still way ahead. It might look like things are a little bit even, but once we actually have this game progress beyond just basic gateway units, you're going to start to see Mini really kick into high gear.
I'm actually amazed how even, like it's not even, but the mitigated loss for Stork is pretty impressive, considering it's a proxy pylon gate in the main. Like, a lot of the times when this fails, the game's over. So, you know.
Well, that's a really interesting thing about cheese in StarCraft is that it doesn't necessarily have to end the game. A lot of times things will actually like work out kind of evenly, especially if it gets scouted as early as Mini was able to scout that. But he did have a much faster Nexus. His economy is better. He was able to kill off that pylon and gateway, so he's in an okay spot. But we really do need to see a little bit more tech before the game kind of transitions to the next phase.
I mean, this game could just shift at any point. That's the nice thing about PvP. Is like one mistake and the game just changes fully. One reverse shot and your game is flopped.
Yeah, or if you like get half your units caught out on the map or something.
Yeah. Yeah, Dragoons are like the worst retreating unit ever.
I mean, I think, let's see. Yeah, Dragoon's pretty bad. Reaver's pretty bad. I guess you generally just don't want to be retreating at all, especially if your opponent has like a shuttle.
Yeah. Yeah, no retreating with this race.
I mean, I like what Mini is doing. He's just making sure that he is totally safe on his side of the map, getting out, now trying to put on maybe a little bit of pressure.
I don't know what that is.
There was a really deep rumbling, like somebody just either had the biggest thunderstorm or all the boxes fell over. So that was very startling.
A little bit startling.
We have to cast under these crazy conditions. This is casting hard mode right now.
You know, one time I was casting GSL and there was just an alarm going off. Like,
I think that happened for SSL as well, which is also in the
like,
studio.
You know how hard it is to commentate when there's an alarm going off and you don't understand what's going on?
Should we evacuate?
People are exiting the building and the foreigners are just like,
Well, speaking of evacuating, we're going to have Mini kind of press his advantage. More versus less is very polarizing. I think Mini's got more. Probes being pulled to fight off a superior Zealot count. Mini is actually just trying to hammer this advantage home.
Zealots here.
The macro advantage for Mini so gigantic after holding off that rush. Now
Cannon here coming up, but this is not enough. This is just too many units here.
I mean, cannons are okay, but they're not that good. Oh, I love it. He's trying to cannon him there. It's not going to work out. And Mini is really trying to hammer this home.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just minutes away from seeing GG. Mini taking it out, going up 2-1 in this best of 5.
Yeah, impressive scout. I mean, I think that was a little risky from Stork. Like I said, it's very easy to just scout your base. When it's a possibility, even if you give it like a 5% chance, you're like, there's a 5% chance I'm getting proxy-gated. Isn't it worth just scouting your base? Yeah. Like, just to not lose?
I mean, you gotta also think, one of the checklist things that you do when you start a game is my base very big and dark? So,
is it a 2-player map? Is actually
oh yeah, that's the other really big
thing. Is it 2-player map? Check. All right, scout my base.
I mean, you know, it's kind of cool to see Stork mix in some really crazy cheese like that.
It's really nice that it's Stork doing it too. I think Mini would be more likely to proxy.
I would definitely have expected it from Mini for sure.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of the play, like the fact that he is Stork, maybe you cut that corner of scouting your base, but it's just so easy to do it at the same time that you shouldn't cut it if you're a good player, and Mini is clearly not cutting anything like that.
I mean, the upside's really big. If you miss scouting that, then you can actually just die from that.
Yeah,
but
that is true. The game just ends. There's just a Zealot walks in your mineral line.
Pretty textbook there for Mini. He just took a Nexus, macroed it out, won the game, and now we're moving on to, what is our next map? Looks like we have Sylphide coming up next.
That'll be interesting.
Ooh. I mean, it's another one of these, it's not 2-player maps, but it's also not 4-player maps. It's a 3-player map. See what I did there?
That is how it works.
Well, that also
could be a 5-player map, too.
Definitely not. Actually, there was one 5-player map that almost made it into an ASL, and then all the players vetoed it and told everybody it was terrible. It was pretty weird.
I like when people, I think experimenting with maps is always fun, especially in a game that's so old. You know?
Yeah, but like...
It's fun for viewers. I don't know if it's fun for players. I think I make this argument for both games. Like, when you do really crazy maps, it's fun for viewers, but not for players a lot of the time.
Yeah, but really, who are we catering to, right?
We should be catering to the viewers, to
We
be
should
honest.
hang the players upside down and make them play Ultimate Ninja Warrior while playing StarCraft.
If that's what got the viewers, then we should do it.
For StarCraft, yeah. We ruin the integrity of the esports, but hey, man, it's exciting to watch Stork swing across some ropes while he's trying to micro-probes, you know?
Yeah.
That's the next evolution of StarCraft esports, man. That's how we prove we're a real sport, no regret.
A real sport. And then we drop the StarCraft part of it?
And our sport, as they call it. Looks like we're about ready for our next game here, thankfully. But hey, this is match point. Mini is up 2-1. Stork's got to find some way to bring it back.
Yeah, it's pretty scary for Stork. I mean, he's up on the ropes against Mini in a PvP. I mean, it feels really scary.
Yeah, I mean, Mini was able to absolutely bop Stork in their best of 7 in the semifinals. Mini 4-1'd him. But Stork also had a much harder group, so I don't know what to expect. Let's see what's going to happen as we get into our 4th game on the map, Sylphide. I think. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, he's doing the countdown thing. Uh-oh. Nice.
These casters just have a lot to say about this game. So Sylphide is a 3-player map where players are Stork and Mini. Now it's ready. And we're back. Game number 4.
Nice math.
I counted correctly there.
I was thinking about it. It's a 3, 4, 5.
I have at least 4 fingers, so I can get there eventually. But hey, this is where we saw Mind make a sick comeback and bring us to our ace match in our first best of 5. So the winner of this series will go on to face
What do you
Modesty.
think the chances of a proxy factory are on this map right now?
Probably low.
Yeah,
I would say
low.
minimal.
Minimal for sure. So we won't see that comeback most likely in that form of proxy factory.
Probably not. Although, I mean, there is still the opportunity to proxy. I would say it's very unlikely, especially after we got done with Stork and his shenanigans from game 1, or game 3, I guess it was. But yeah, I just want to see back to the normal rock, paper, scissors of opening build. Do we go 3 bait?
You want to see rock, paper, scissors? Is that what you want?
Well, hey, look, when we got to more standard play in our first series, the games got better, or at least they got, more understandable.
Sure.
So at least that's my hope to get to the mid game. I mean, that's what you were saying. One of the reasons you like PvP.
I want to see a forge. That's not a forge.
Why on earth would you want to see a forge? No regret.
Why not? That's the question. Okay, never mind. We're playing standard.
So sometimes you get a forge because it's like a cheeky way to defend against DTs. You just put down a cannon, but usually not. I would say that.
I was thinking we build cannons on their side of the map.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy. I do not think I've ever seen that.
Ever?
So,
You've never seen a cannon rush?
I mean, PvP. What are you doing?
YOLO. Why not?
That is very YOLO.
You build a cannon
and
then you start rallying zealots in.
You're trying to bring these StarCraft 2 strats to StarCraft 1, and I don't know if it's not kosher. Are you sure these strategies are sanitary? They seem questionable to me.
I just think it would be interesting is all.
I think we are not going to have interesting builds. I think we're going to have the most boring builds until we see that Dark Shrine, or see, you got me doing these StarCraft 2 terms, until we see the Templar Archives come down, and then...
Yeah, whoa. Did you just blame me? How many StarCraft 2 terms have I dropped on you? Cannon Rush? That's not a StarCraft 2 term. Come on.
It was StarCraft 2 strategy.
You're StarCraft 2 terming me. Okay.
How dare I?
Yeah, you're gonna make me misrepresent Brood War.
Reported
Look,
and
there's a pylon.
unsubscribed. There is.
But which game pylon is it?
What do you mean?
StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2? You don't even know.
No, it's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure it's StarCraft 1 pylon though. I think I figured that out.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. All right, so pretty standard, right?
Yeah, perfect scouting.
Both players are getting full scouts, yeah. So we
Yeah.
probably aren't going to see anything crazy.
I mean, this is one of the reasons you just go a standard opener, because especially if you get scouted early, you're just not going to give away that much information. Everything identical, and I think it's going to take a Dragoon popping out to really change anything this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we talk about the weather and all sorts of interesting things, because the game itself is not killing it right now.
Well, yeah, we can't comment much until the tech structures are thrown down or the gateways are thrown down or whatever's thrown down. Like the probes are going to get shoot away. It looks like one player loses the probe, the other player saves it, which is nice. That's
Devastating
nice.
advantage. Yeah. But for the most part, this is where our builds have the opportunity to diverge. So let's see what we got. Another gateway and a third gateway.
Gates. Yeah.
Ooh, scary. So this is a 3-gate, and this means if you are going for like a safe observer build, you might not have enough to hold on.
This is nice, really, really nice. Getting the scout here too. Nice thing about it on this map is there's no ramp really to defend you, right?
Well, especially for your natural, if you can get in and scout that.
Well, I mean, like a 3-gate play, unless you're. Is that also a 3-gate? Oh, it is. Okay.
Oh no way. So there's 3-gate and then there's 3-gate obs, and for 3-gate, you're going to try to just pump as many units as you can. 3-gate obs is a little bit safer.
Yeah, but at least it's 3-gate, so you can still contend with 3-gate as long as you scout it.
Yeah. So for
that looks like, yeah, it is 3-gate obs.
Yeah. So Stork is our just straight up 3-gate player, right?
Yeah.
And he should have enough to deny scouting there. 3 gates are already done, and that means that there will be this narrow window.
It's a really small window too,
where he will have more.
If he doesn't hit that window in time, like you can actually just lose too, because if the 3-gate player, the defensive 3-gate player, the only thing is there's no ramp to really like solidly give you that defense. Like a lot of the time you can sit your Dragoons on top of a ramp and that's just unbreakable.
Yeah.
But there's no ramp here, so this is like the perfect 3-gate map.
Yeah, it is actually very good for that. And he's going to hit that exact timing. When he has maybe 1 or 2 extra Dragoons, when Minis 3-gate haven't kicked in yet, this is really powerful by Stork.
Okay, here comes a probe scout, but it might be a little too late to confirm. Though there are no units already, he should already know there's something up. The fact that there are no units here.
I wouldn't even target this probe. I think you actually just go across the map. Takes the probe out, and now it's go time.
This is going to be really hard. I mean, with the Zealot here defensively, okay, it's 2 Zealots.
I mean, he just has an extra Dragoon. This is enough to just go for it. Kills off the egg to make
6 actually.
Oh, wow, it is actually. Okay, I didn't see the
yeah,
6
so this
Dragoon.
defensive player has a huge advantage right now.
All right, let's see who got the better Dragoon targeting.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
1 Dragoon advantage now.
Yeah, but Stork has like one that's on 1 HP.
There's 3 more on the way. I still feel like this is really good for Stork.
Yep, it is actually pretty good. Now, Defender's advantage is real, and now Mini knows exactly what to expect. I love the forward pylon, though, because this will just give an extra thing to target in the battle.
Yeah, and he's adding on a Zealot, too, which is really nice.
Uh-huh.
The Zealots tank so much for Dragoons.
They tank, they force you to micro.
Oh.
Whoa, running a little bit too far forward. He's trying to snipe that weak Dragoon.
He's focusing all the Dragoons.
He gets it, and look at Stork's micro. He's pulling back the weakened Dragoon, but the Zealots are getting a lot of damage done here for Mini.
Oh, yeah, but is it enough? I don't think it is. 3 Zealots, 2 Dragoons still.
Yeah, he does have that Dragoon advantage. A couple are very, very low.
He's forced to retreat. He loses
one.
Whoa,
got trapped by those Zealots. Beautiful Zealot microing here by Mini, but Stork still has more Dragoons rallying forward.
So many Zealots, too. The problem is that even with a couple Zealots and 1 Dragoon, like there's just so much damage because you have to focus the Dragoons down.
The Dragoon advantage is real here by Mini, or by Stork, but he did target down that pylon for a second. He has a superior Dragoon count.
He's coming in the middle line now.
And this is where you really solidify your advantage. Yeah, you keep microing against those Zealots. They are going to actually get a lot of good connections.
I think all these Dragoons go down, though. And now we have a Ropo defensively.
Yeah, I mean, Stork might...
Once he pushes this back 1 solid pushback, he's going to win. At least defend forever.
He keeps targeting down these Dragoons.
Use the probes here? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, beautiful block. He pins the Dragoons in. He's got Zealots from behind.
He is losing probes, but I mean, this is totally worth it if you can push this back fully.
Yeah, and
also, a counterattack would be devastating now that you have this many units.
Absolutely. Especially if he catches any units in the middle of the map. Yeah, he does.
Okay, this is necessary.
I love it. I mean, you were the one that called the forge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one way to be defensive, but cannons just suck.
Yeah, this is necessary. I mean, if without a cannon here, I think he just dies to a big counter, especially with a Citadel. I don't know if if it's being upgraded or not.
But the thing is, like, you're building a cannon against a player that already has a Robo up.
Yeah.
So as soon as he pushes with the Shuttle Reaver, you just kind of fall over.
Oh yeah, here's the DT.
Yeah, let's see how much damage the DT gets done. I mean, there is no obs for Stork, right? He has a cannon, so he doesn't die to the DT. But, I mean, what do you do at
The
this
problem
point,
is that
right?
your aggression's gone completely, and now Mini can just play, and he can just take a Nexus or whatever he wants, build probes. The only thing is, I think there is an economic advantage for Stork right now.
Yeah, so, well, also, the player who builds the DTs second is way ahead because you held off doing that, and your opponent's DTs don't do anything.
Yeah, there's way less probes here. And also, but there's a cannon going up in the main for Stork, so there's no like drop potential for DTs. I think the game's going to stabilize from here. But there's a small, or decent advantage for Mini, rather. Tech advantage for sure.
So Stork has to stabilize a little bit. He does have to build cannons, which kind of feels bad, but hey, he gets to live. And now, because Mini had that Robo with the obs earlier, now he's going to be able to tech into Reavers faster. Man, Mini just has everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of zealots.
So Mini did take some worker hits there.
You think he just goes for it? With the zealots?
Do you? I mean,
I have no idea.
The DTs will be very powerful outside of observer range,
whoa,
obviously.
Whoa. Oh, no. This is so bad. Because he can use the DTs defensively, and he can just break the cannons offensively.
Yeah, cannons die in basically 0
seconds. Okay, now we
seconds.
retreat. Yeah, this is like alarm bells are ringing right now.
Yeah,
the cannons are up and open.
I mean, cannons are the only thing defending against DTs. If he's
focusing down the DT.
Oh, DT
Oh, look at the HP.
1 HP! No way! It's got 5 health left, and there's no detection for Stork.
Yeah, and now he can never really take his expansion until he gets observers himself.
Wow, yeah, he is just in such a bad spot. Stork's doing the only thing he can, and that is run away. He's trying to do anything out of the map because these DTs...
I'd love to see the DTs just chase the army and then just go.
Yeah,
because there's nothing defensively here. There's 1 cannon and 2 Dragoons.
Cannons only defend against DTs. They do not defend against gateway units. You can never take your natural, and...
I think he just goes for it and kills it right here.
What do you got in the main?
Nothing, to answer that question.
Wow,
no, he does have observers now. I still think this is way too many units to have in your base.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You just have no unit parity.
Oh, the Dragoons are picking off the DTs on the other side, which is quite nice. But I think even if you defend here, you're not in a great spot. I mean, the probes are starting to go down. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad.
Ooh,
Looks like he will defend this, though. I'm surprised. This is actually not a bad defense. There's a ton of Dragoons here, too.
Yeah, but he's just losing so many workers.
He's losing so many.
Now, what I would really love is if Mini, like, maybe expoed behind us, because it would be faster, and obviously...
I think Mini has to worry about dying on a counterattack now, though.
He did sack a lot of units.
He sacked a lot of units
But look, man, he killed so many probes.
Look at how many Dragoons there are here. This is a lot of... Okay, but there's already a Reaver. Now this is looking really scary now, because Reavers are like the perfect defense unit. As long as they actually go off.
I mean, yeah, but you can ensure that with some good targeting. So, I mean, Reavers are super good defensively. I think this shuttle actually just has DTs in it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he killed the cannons in the main, and Stork's not going to rebuild his cannons. So this
yeah,
shuttle,
that's the DT there.
Yeah, he's going to pick up the DT, drop it in the main, and win the game.
Yeah, and he has a Reaver defensively, too. There is an Observer here. This is really good by Stork, but, I mean, it's too little too late. There's 2 Reavers on the other side here.
So there's no way you break this by Stork unless you have, like, the most insane
RNG
banjo targeting I've ever seen.
You would need, like, amazing RNG. That is a lot of Dragoons.
Yeah, but look, he just wins the game. Like, okay,
there's an Observer here.
Get your G keys ready. He's trying to figure it out.
He's not going to GG.
Wait, can he not fit through there? There's no way that's a tight... It's a tight wall? No.
Damn, that's impressive.
Are you kidding me? Well, he still forces a huge pull.
He's going to kill a couple probes, but the big thing here is the counterattack can't happen.
How is that a tight wall? That's crazy.
Oh, he's trapped now. Yeah, the problem is, the real problem here is the Stork can't kill Mini. Like, it's not going to happen. Although the Reavers are
watch him get God's Scarabs here. Picks off one.
I'm amazed he's so offensive. Like, he just needs to not die. And
he could dive on the Reavers right now. Oh, he's going to go for it. Yeah, beautiful timing there. He's going to get in. Does he get to pick up these Reavers? That's so cruel. Oh, my God, those Scarabids. Get out of here.
Yeah, this gets pushed back fully. There's going to be a GG here.
Yeah, what hath a man if he take out the Reavers but lose his own Dragoons? And that's it. Yeah, Stork taps out. GG Mini. Taking out Stork in a reprisal of his semifinals KSL 3. 3-1 over the dinosaur toss. Mini advances on to
That
our
was a
winners
little
match.
scary though. Like I don't know. All he had to do was not die, and he put his Reavers up front. He's like, okay, I hope these don't get picked off.
Definitely one way to lose the game for sure.
Like imagine those 2 Reavers just die and the game ends. So we'd be like, what?
like, well, he was winning until he was losing.
Yeah.
But no, great control. The Reavers obviously got the first Scarabs off. They killed all of Stork's Dragoons. Stork was in a really rough place anyway after he took so many probe losses. But hey, Mini does it. I think this is kind of the expectation.
Yeah.
Stork really overperformed last season, and everybody's really impressed. This season, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, looks like he's pretty sad about that. Honestly, he just played a worse series, I think, overall. Like with the proxy gate kind of putting him behind. And
that was really weird.
And then this game, he didn't really get to do anything with the 3 gate he wanted to. I think Mini just played a really solid series, really safe, and just read his opponent really well.
I feel like you go for the proxy gate when you're up a game in the series, right? Not when you're down a game. But
right.
I mean, hey, either way, it's cool to see Mini move on because this is shaping up to be very similar to last KSL.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, it's really interesting. Group A is the only group that had 2 pre-seeded players in there, Stork and Mini, because they both made round of 4 last season, whereas each other group actually only has 1 pre-seeded player, or Group D I think has no pre-seeded players. It's just the way the group draw worked out. So
what do you think about our winners match?
What do I think about our winners match? Let's see.
Modesty versus Mini.
I think Modesty is not good ZVP, if I'm not mistaken. First of all, he has very weird play in all 3 of his matchups, so let's not count out that. I think Mini should be actually in a really good spot in that matchup. I don't know, I haven't actually seen Mini play in a little bit, but while we have our interview, we just get a chance to talk about that game, or that series, rather.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get to hear the interview.
Yeah, maybe those will be translated a little bit later on, but for the most part...
right now, he's saying that he's really happy that he advanced.
He's asking for his fans to cheer for him.
Yes.
Yeah, show good games. But for the most part, I think that was kind of what we expected. The only game that really threw me off was that in-base pylon, and I think that was kind of desperation mode.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but you know, it's not a great strategy, honestly. This is like the beginning of time.
It's great if you don't scout it, right?
Yeah, like it's the beginning of time gamble, where you're just like hoping, you're praying even.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out. I mean, it's not surprising that it didn't work out either. Like, I would have been surprised if it did work out.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the gotcha build, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of builds in PvP can be that way. If you go 3-gate versus, you know, an opponent that's trying to attack or do something weird, sometimes you can just die. If you go DTs, obviously, sometimes you just win the game. It's not always so cut and dried, especially if it's like a 2-player map, but I mean, you can kind of know that going in. And I'm kind of glad we're seeing some really weird games today because we're kind of setting the stage for the rest of KSL. And we're going to go through this season super fast. I think we have like less than 10 broadcast days. It's like 4 for the groups and 5 and 6, 7. We had like 7 or 8 days of KSL. That's all you get. I was trying really hard to count on my fingers, man.
It's a lot of days.
I like to count like trolls count in the Discworld universe. It's 1, 2, many, lots. Like that covers really everything there.
Right.
So I think we have solidly between 2 and many days of Brood War for KSL.
2 and many? I thought you said there were too few.
Between 2 and many, as far as the numbers.
Oh.
So it's more than 2 and less than many.
Okay, I understand that.
There's my math. But basically, the season is going to be over before you know it, and we're already going to eliminate a player today. So, a lot on the line.
Someone said I look sharp in chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate
I think you also look sharp. In your appropriately sized jacket. I could fit like 3 toddlers standing on top of each other in this jacket.
It makes me look good when I have clothes that fit me well.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find clothes that fit me well.
I did not get that memo, so I just show up. Man, if I really wanted to like pack on about like 150 pounds between now and the next broadcast, completely unnoticeable. Anyway, that's going to do it for our second series. We're going to have to a quick break. We'll be back with our winners match.